Hello everybody and welcome to ENDZONE, a world apart. Now previously we did a recording of this and, well, I was just playing blind and I had to learn an awful lot. And I did. I learned quite a bit and decided...
This looks like a good place to settle.
Thank you very much.
You know what we learned in the...
I decided that, well, let's start again. And this time explain what I'm doing and why, so that other people don't make the same mistakes. So let's get going. The first things I'm going to want to focus on is get some housing down, get some water, get some food. So we have one basic set of housing things to do at the moment. Water, there's two things we can do, a well and a little jetty. We'll get this jetty going now, and then we'll get a cistern. Now the cistern is going to store your water. Let's get that down there. Let's allocate some people to various tasks, especially building. Now, there are other things that we can get on with. They're called tasks. Now, these are kind of like mini, just throw stuff down to do stuff. Let me explain. So, gather some scrap. You're going to need some scrap. So we can just go straight away and say, well, get me some scrap. Gather some plants. Tag an area. That looks nice. And we can do just get everything. Get everything no matter what it is. And we'll do that over there. So each one of these tasks will only take one person. So there's no point thinking, oh, I'm going to survive long term on these, because one person isn't going to get you very far at all. But it's a great way to start. So you need to make sure on here you have at least 3 people in the settler area to get on and do that. Let's quickly fast forward. Get all that done. Some housing is up. Now in here you actually have storage. And this should suffice you for a little while, so there's no need to worry about adding extra storage area. That's going to be enough for now. But there's going to be droughts coming our way, so getting food and water stores in is a bit of a must. So there we go. We've got all of those tasks are done. We have this is producing radiation. Great. We have people now collecting water, and they're going to start bringing it to this area. So water stores will slowly increase. We can build a well as well. We could hunt that. Okay, fantastic. The next thing really that you're going to want is to be able to produce cloth, metals, plastics, etc. Now, for that, you need to do 2 things. One, you need to be bringing scrap. And then 2, you need to turn that scrap into something else. Now, at the bottom of each one of these, you can see the location attractiveness, -4. Now, the more unattractive you make the area, the worse this is going to be. So we need to stick attractiveness somewhere else. Ooh, where people are going to grow this way. Okay, I'm going to stick unattractive things over here. Like, basically your industrial site, yeah? Let's stick it there. That's going to be our industrial plant. We could start on getting a road sorted in that direction. I'm not going to go overboard right now. I'm just going to get a little bit of a road because that's going to give me somewhere I can put some more housing. Okay, good. We've still got a lot of builders. Probably ease off on the No, let's let them carry on. Let them carry on. Just bring in these resources. Because there's several things you're going to want to get producing as quick as you can. And that is tools and clothing. Now, for those, because they're going to need the metals and the cloth. Let's get this resolved as quick as we can. Get it built. There's the scrap coming in. Now, we're going to want a really good wood source. There's no scrap here. Do. Kind of want to abandon the scrap thing and actually make a scrap yard. The scrap yard is a better way of gathering scrap. So let's get that as the next option. So we get a scrap yard. Yet again, it's unattractive. We'll just stick it at this top end. There. Get that on the go. Water levels low. Can we get some more people into the water gathering industry? Not really. Not yet. I'm thinking let's put down another house as well. Encourage a bit of population. Now, the best way or the easiest way to encourage population actually is to get this going. This is higher. They'll breed a lot faster. An easy way to do that is to stick down the campfire or a forum. Campfire is probably the simplest way of doing it. Ooh. Here. Or maybe this way. This way. Because I'm going to make this into housing. Right, we have got this started. So when you open up the menu for the recycler, there are three options. It's basically saying turn your scrap into what? So you can turn it into your cloth, your metals, or your plastics. Now, I'm going to create cloth first so I can get the tailor built. Which does mean that my tools are going to slowly decline. But personally, it's the way I want to kind of go, is go first for the tailor. I mean, one tailor's not going to be enough. One recycler's not going to be enough. You're going to need a lot more. But we haven't really got the manpower yet to go crazy. So we've got that extra house. Ah, one extra house was not enough. Get some more housing down. That's going to chew up the wooden scrap. We want the happy area, which is now complete. And there we go. We've gone green. We'll break into this area now that says that, yeah, people live slightly longer and we will reproduce faster. Fantastic. So make that extra housing. Give them room to grow. Still wants a little bit more housing, in fact. Let's do it. I want the extra population. Now we also need to think about food. We haven't been doing anything with food yet, so where's an area that looks like it's going to stay green? This is maybe my best green zone. Where it stays is another matter. Or maybe here. The gap between living and industry. It's not a bad location. Let's get that field in there. Get food protection on the go. We can also get fishing down as well. I know yet again we're asking a lot. Yeah, here I think is going to be my best option. We have got a drought off there in the distance. So what have we got? We've got a spare person we'll stick in farming. Am I all still using 3 tasks? I am. I'll probably drop that down. Now that that's actually built, we'll drop the scrapyard. I'm going to put somebody in there. Reduce a builder and put an extra scrap collector in. And I want to now start collecting scrap from... Let's clear this area out. This was doing everything. And this is doing plants. Right, this needs a seed. Wheat or tomatoes. I don't see a lot of difference other than how long it takes to produce. So we'll go for tomatoes. It takes the least amount of time. We'll clear out this area. And we're actually in the next area. Highly efficient newborn settlers will live longer. Fantastic. Because we don't really have many people right now. So what am I focusing on? Focusing on trying to get some water storage done, even though right now it's contaminated. There's not much I can do about that. If we're drinking contamination, we're drinking contamination. Our radiation levels fine. We need to get that water in before the drought. We need to get food in before the drought. We've got spare people, or when we get spare people, we've got some builders doing not a lot. I'm going to stick somebody else on water. Now, we desperately need some people. The reason why is I want to get that tailor started. And we've got cloth coming in. We'll be able to build a tailor hut soon. I don't really have that population to make somebody a tailor. As annoying as that is, I still want more housing. So, let's do it. Right, let's see if we can get that tailor in then. So, tailor shop. Right, we got the fishing sorted. Tailor, yeah, we got one spare person. So hopefully with the fishing and the farming, the food stocks will increase. Get us some buffer. Everything up here seems to be contaminated. Wrong one. I was going to say, can we see the contamination area? Yeah, there. It's a low level. You can set a task to remove radiation in an area. I'm not sure how successful they're going to be, but we'll see. You can't do anything in the water. Otherwise, we're just going to have to eat contaminated stuff. We'll all grow 3 heads. It's not a problem. Right, let's keep an eye on certain things. So the area that was getting scrap, as you can see, it's just about got it all. It's a little bit of scrap. Which, if I target here, centre of town, it says it can get 230 there. Let's do that. We'll just clear that area out. This is still fine. 270 food in that area. Until that drought hits. When that drought hits, that will all disappear. So we're bringing in this harvest. I got contamination there as well. No, we're just bringing back contamination. It's pretty annoying. We've got contaminated stuff right there. Where it is right now. I could try and move that jetty actually out so that we don't keep bringing in this contamination. I should have checked that when I placed it down. I mean, sticking it here would have been a better call. We get it there. We can get it there, you know. Oh, not. It's not. It still clips the very edge of that green. It's not really a slot here that. I mean, over here is my closest one, but that's quite away from the water. Not very efficient. Right now, I mean, they're going smack into that contamination area. I see no ill effects right now. I know this could be a disaster waiting to happen. I'm not seeing any ill effects right away. So I'm going to suffer it. And see where we go. We're bringing back contaminated food now. Some fish. So people are drinking contaminated water and contaminated fish. Great. Now we could stick a well in town. It'll just check contamination levels. It'll at least give us some clean water option. Do that. We are going to stick an extra house in as well. I want to work on that road. We will do a well keeper in time. I want to work on that road. Just to speed up access. I don't think anybody's actually been working on it at all. There we go. Speed everybody up. Children are being born. Let's turn off that green. It's freaking me out. Let's have a look at the attractiveness. Yeah, I mean, this is the only attraction we've got right now. Just influencing these. These aren't 4s, which is not great, but yeah, there are things that we can do, like put down lights, etc. But lights, they need the space. We need somebody on the well now. Lights need space. So let's put down a light and I'll show you what I mean. So, decorations. So that's attractiveness, that's attractiveness. Lots of options. Lights are scrap and wood. That's just pure wood. But you're going to need both of these things. Lights and wood are both things that you're going to want. That's a really good one. Actually, that's a +8. It's quite a big space, but that's a lot of attraction. We could make some kind of statue as such, I suppose. Somewhere here that's going to make a lot of people happy. So if I got a road coming through here and there, I'm going to just pop this back into the corner. Like that. And we could do a road around it. So, and that's a massive boost on attraction. That'll make this whole area a lot nicer to live in, keep people happy. I am concerned about the contamination we are bringing in. Where it is. Food levels, not great. We could do with another food source. This area's dried out. Having a farm maybe in multiple locations so it's not all hit by dry weather could be an option. Usually I keep all of it in one place, but maybe it makes sense to split up your food choices with regards to terrain. So that just because one area is getting hit, I mean, we could stick an orchard here so that one or the other might be okay. We're going to want more farmers. We haven't got people. Yeah, we've got that tailor on the go, actually. Let's go and check out the tailor. Got all about our tailor. So our tailor is currently making neck scouts. It's not great, but at least it's some kind of radiation protection. You can really do with the better type, but that needs charcoal. And yet again, we don't really have the people right now. I need to sort out tools. So for that, I'm going to need another recycler so that we can change the scrap into metal. So let's get... Ooh, just can't quite fit that, but that's okay. We'll stick in there. So the second recycler, we're going to say switch to metal creation. Now you can have your blacksmith as such. Your person going to make the tools make scrap tools rather than metal tools. But you need metal to actually place him in the first place. You need 12 pieces of metal just to actually get the building down. Right, let's check several important things. This is the first. So down is how much do we have left to gather? Next to nothing. Let's move. Let's go here. We've got 2,600. That's like a massive amount of resource. Now it is actually a investigation area. Still, that is just going to bring in resources for ages. Just let those people do that. This still has some plants, still has food. Let's let that carry on. We need to allocate the only one we've got. So water levels are okay. It'll survive the drought. Food levels, I mean, it's enough to get by. We could do with more food, but it is what it is. We've only got one task thing on the go. Really, this one's not doing squat, is it? Oh no, it's still getting a little bit of wood. We can maybe relocate this. Actually, no, let it finish. Let it finish. So, let's have a quick look at the attractiveness. As you can see now, this one here is boosted all of these. So future housing will go in this area. With lots of very attractive area. That will help keep people happy. It's not just attraction. There's other things that are going to go on, but for now, it's going to help keep people happy. We need to try and keep them with some kind of radiation protection and tool. That's going to get a bit worse. So there's metal. We need somebody in the refiner. So we have both cloth and metal now being produced. When I can see a decent amount of metal there, we will build the next building, which will create us tools. One tailor is not coping. He is not coping with the demand, especially when he's just making neck scouts. We've got a lot of children. School would be nice. Did I not put anybody in farming? Oh, that's a mistake. Yeah, we just don't have the population to sustain what we're doing here. Need to wait for some people to grow up. School will help on that, but yet again, it requires resources we don't really have, people we don't really have. The other thing I would like to put down is a forum. A forum is going to allow me to pick tasks rather than just getting reactive tasks. Now, tasks are really useful because they're like a timed event for you to solve, and if you solve them, you'll get a little bonus of something. So a forum that allows me to choose tasks rather than just being, thrown reactive ones is very useful. Let's see if can we get one down. 20 metal. 20 metal for a forum. So not for a while yet. But if you can make one, it's worth making one. So we're waiting for that to get to 16 or higher for us to do something. Water is full. It's contaminated, but it's full. Okay, this guy's finally finished with his gather everything. Let's just switch him down here. Now there are droughts about to hit. Anything that was being gathered here will just be gone. It'll die off. So if that was using up that one, if I go there, it'll keep things in line, nice and neat. I can put like a street light or something in here, or a hedge. Right, we're up to 17. So let's just ease that down for a moment. So things we want to get extra people on. I am going to have to get a workshop down sooner rather than later. Let's just have as little wasted space as possible. Let's get that guy in there. So that's going to be a technician. An extra farmer would really help. Extra fisherman would really help. Ooh. Scrap, we're good. We need more refining of that scrap, actually. Wood, not quite so happy with the wood levels, although they look good. You do need a lot of wood. Medication's fine. We're just checking out the building for now. Oh, we got that extra house in. So, and luckily we're in a position now whereby both this area is dry and that area is dry. I mean, it is where it is. Trying to guess spots to put down farms, so at least one of them is super productive, is hard work. We're just about to hit this drought. Or are we in the drought? Because if we're in the drought, we should have harvested. That was daft. So yeah, when you hit the drought, I didn't realize we were actually in the drought. I just didn't notice. Whatever crops you had will slowly die out. So yeah, it's a case of harvest them early, get them in. We lost a little bit of food, but we're okay. So here we go. So we got the workshop on the go. Oh, it's not quite actually. What's it waiting on? It's saying there's no, oh, not enough metal yet. As soon as that's finished, so we'll have a choice between making scrap tools or metal tools. Metal tools will also consume wood, but metal tools obviously are better. It's just going to come down to how quickly we can, keep up the supply. Now, our scrapyard is full, so we could do with more recyclers. Don't have the people. This is always going to be the case. It's a case of trying to manage based on the amount of people you have, what you can get done. So just trying to see what's the best way here. I can keep up the logistics supply up the road. Now we could take the people that are currently assigned to these tasks and move them somewhere else temporarily. But the drought's already gone. Everything's about to pick back up. There you go. And everybody's back again. So if you're desperate for people to go somewhere else, you can reassign them off and then put them back. Let's get that refiner in. What do we have here? Low food resources. Yeah, tell us about it. So this, although we can reassign it somewhere, there's no food. Nothing's going to grow, just out of drought. This can be used now to gather, clean up. Let's clean up that bit of scrap. So we can assign some more people to fishing. That's an option. We got plenty of spare people, but we're a farmer. We need 2 on there. Downside of that is it's contaminated, isn't it? Or has the contamination level gone? No, it's worse. It seems to be worse than ever. Yeah, the contamination levels actually seem to be worse than ever. Right. We need housing. We can resolve that. Easy enough. I want to keep it around this area whereby I boosted the appeal. Now that's a lot of wood. We will need the wood. Well, this is not really got anything, is what you're saying. Why are you saying you haven't got anything? Even though it's saying you can pick up scrap, it just doesn't like it. Let's clear this area out. Protective clothing. So it's forcing me to have a task. So, well, it's not forcing you, but rather than me having that forum where I can choose things ahead of time, I'm getting given a task. This is saying make those masks. Let me just slow down time. So I have a green bar here. It's saying how long I have to complete that. So it's 9 seasons, nearly 10 seasons. Now, to complete that, we are going to need charcoal. So again, it's got a -5. You don't really want it anywhere near where people are living. They're not going to be happy. This area here is contaminated, so hey, what the heck? Chuck it in there. That's going to eat through a lot of wood. And my tailor now is going to switch. As soon as I... Well, I could do it now, actually. I could switch my tailor into this one. So he wants coal and cloth. I'm going to switch him up the moment we actually got coal being produced. Seems a bit premature otherwise. We can stick somebody in there. Yeah, we're going to need a lot more wood. If we've got charcoal being produced, we are going to take all our wood in no time at all. Yeah, low food. People are freaking about food right now. Can't do much beyond what I'm doing. Let's just check this now for food. Yeah, there's food in that area. So one of the things we can do is switch from doing that task into something that's a bit more reliable. So we can do a gatherer's cabin. It's basically the same as this task. It's not going to focus on picking up medication. Let me just check see if it's got a negative. No, it's not going to focus on picking up medication, but what it will do is allow me to allocate a much larger area than this for the food gathering process, and it will allow me to allocate multiple people to it. As soon as that's built, we'll do that. Right, the workshop, it's making scrap tools. I'm going to... I think we're going to tell it to make the metal ones. They are... They're gonna last me longer. Let's do it. Let's make better tools. Right, this is finished. That's already built, so slow back down again. We're gonna stick some people in the gatherers. We've got plenty of people. And we are going to say, right, you now got this huge area. 1,000 food, you're saying. And this one here, I'm just gonna scrap this one now. I know it's also gathering me medication. But I don't need that. What I am going to need is wood, though. So I'm not going to just throw that away. What I'm going to do is clear an area up here. And start bringing in more wood. Do we have coal on the go yet? No. Until I see coal in that stockpile area, I'm not going to switch over my tailor. Our food is still extremely low. In fact, it's lower than extremely low. So despite what we are harvesting now, despite having lots of fishing people, 2 farm locations, I'm hoping this area will pick up. Otherwise, we're going to have to put down another farm just to try and give us a boost. Right, we got charcoal, so let's do it. Switch that across to there. So what you hopefully will see soon, once he's finished this current production run, is this start to get completed. When it does, we'll get a bonus of 8 more masks. Now they'll probably get chewed up almost straight away. In fact, people are complaining on housing. Can only really afford these basic houses for now. I'm moving the housing slowly towards this farm just to make it easier. We got loads of scrap, as I said before. We need more recyclers. Currently got 3, I believe. So I got 2 cloth, so I got loads of, and 1 metal. I could switch this cloth to plastics just to spread things out a bit. Food is consistently an issue. I'm going to say harvest this now. Ah, there we go. So we made those masks, as I said, and we gained an extra 8 masks. So briefly we've got a bit of capacity. It's soon going to disappear, but... So the tasks are really useful. That's what I was saying. It's nice sometimes to bring in the forum, if you can afford it, which we might... Well, we could barely be able to. Let's just move this somewhere whereby you can gather some more stuff. Because if you get the chance to pick your own tasks, that can really help what's going on. You know what you're kind of producing, and you can focus on something you're about to complete or you're going for. Pick the task, get a boost in that area straight off. We're still being requested more housing. I am going to have a look at some improved logistics just to help with some functions here. The well there. Food still is my issue, but it is recovering. We're harvesting some of these fields. We're getting a, I wouldn't say a good harvest, but we're getting in a harvest. I also want to increase the water storage. There's no negative on that one. So that can afford to be closer to town. Outside of that, contamination would be good, so we'll stick it here. Allows for people to go that way. Yeah, it's still going to be contaminated because the water it's bringing in is from the jetty, and the jetty itself is contaminated. We could have put this over here so that the well could fill it, so it's not got contamination. Because we are actually now suffering from a level of contamination. Tell you what, let's do that. Let's do exactly what I just said. Let's bring this down here. Let's get to fill it from the well. Got another drought coming in. We want more food. You want more tools. Lack of tools. Okay, so what do they want? They want metal. And metal is the one that we're focused on building anyway, I do believe now, isn't it? Yeah, we're doing metal anyway. So even though it's given us a request for metal, we are making metal tools. We should refill this task quickly, and then we'll get rewarded with a whole bunch of tools. Now, I'm thinking let's turn off this. Oh, hang on, let's move this. Now, let me explain what I'm about to do. So, wood's going to become an issue soon. If I turn off the charcoaler and switch my tailor back to lesser masks, which we'll do. So go back to lesser masks, turn off the charcoal. I'm not being asked right now for a specific type of mask. We have no masks at all, so any mask is better than none. We have plenty of scrap. We have plenty of cloth. If anything, if I got spare people, which I have, I'm going to put extra tailors on to make more of them. I gotta take away that guy because I don't need him right now. Although things are gonna start flashing red on me, which is annoying. No, I'm taking him away. We want more food if we can. There's more fishing, more farming. We got gathering at max. More water, more building. In fact, we're gonna kind of max out most people. The only thing we're not maxing out is scrap gathering because we're maxed out already. There we go. Just put everybody we can to work. Right, this one here, I want to say, oh, there we go, wells. So I want this one here to start getting in water that's not contaminated. This isn't contaminated water at last. At the moment, let's just check contamination areas. Quite small, funny enough, just where that is. I think it's time we move this jetty. Just try and do something less. I want to move it there. As soon as that's built, we're going to destroy this one. We need more housing. We got a path up here. Reallocate to gather all. So there we go. We got those tools done. We got a boost of tools. That's going to really help. Destroy this one. So hopefully we should start bringing in materials that aren't contaminated. I don't want that radiation level to get any higher. We've got an issue here. Oh, it's the charcoal boom, isn't it? Yeah. It's going to be constantly there going, oi, oi. But it is what it is. People are still complaining about loads of housing. Still complaining about... The most sensible thing to do at this point is go, right, we need a lot more of the base resources out of this scrap. Let's convert a lot more of our scrap into resource. So let's do that. And this way we'll produce more cloth, more iron, and then we'll do more tailors and more workshops. So let's get a tailor down here. Now, we can probably afford that forum I was talking about. 20 iron. Maybe not. It's so expensive. But it is really useful. School is good. Let's do a school. I don't want to impact that food area too heavily. So as soon as I get these things built, as I said, I'm going to allocate some of them to be metal. We got a spare people, haven't we? So 2 of those. Scrap is still full. Farming, water, building, well keeping. So anyway, I mean, I think this is probably enough to wrap up this episode. As you can see, I'm managing it a lot different than I did that first blind run. One of the things that I thought I had to do was when I looked at buildings, it said things like energy level. And I thought it was like, oh, okay, I need to produce energy to do that. So if I quickly show you what I mean. So if I go over this thing, it says power consumption, sorry, not energy. Power consumption 100. I thought, oh, I needed to give it power. But it's not. There's a bit underneath that says, basically, if you have 100 power for it, then the children are educated faster. So it's not a case of you need power. It's more of a case of, right, well, if you have the power, there's a bonus available. Low water reserves. Seriously? Ooh, that's out. So there's no water being collected here. That's not good. Having low water reserves just before we head into a drought. That could be a disaster right there. Anyway, if you want to see more, if you want to see what happens next, if you want to see whether or not I survive this drought, then, yeah, put in some comments, let me know. It's a really good game. It's pretty difficult and challenging. I only have it set on normal difficulty. So I haven't actually moved yet to the higher difficulty levels, but even on normal difficulty, this is good. This is kind of like the level of challenge I like in a game, whereby it's not just a sit back, relax, and watch people walk around. This is a case of, oh, hang on, constant challenges, constant things I want to be thinking about. So yeah, if you want to see more, if you want to see whether or not I survive, leave something in the comments, give me a like, and we'll do some more. So thank you very much, and we'll see you all next time. Bye now.